This is coverage you can count on. WGAL News 8 at 6 starts now.
A beautiful day across the Susquehanna Valley as the 4th of July approaches, but tomorrow might not be the same story. Good evening, I'm McKenna Alexander. Let's start with meteorologist Mike Susko with what we can expect. Hey, Mike.
Hey, McKenna, we can expect, unfortunately, some more storms.
Great.
Forecast. I know, everyone's tired of storms. Trust me, we get it here, but we have more storms, unfortunately, in the forecast for your Monday and Tuesday, and they could be a bit on the strong side. So that's why tomorrow and Tuesday will both be impact days. It's because we could see some more of those downpours and gusty winds that we've been seeing like we had yesterday in parts of the area. Here's the severe risk for tomorrow. Between 3 p.m. and 11 p.m. will be your window of opportunity, so to speak, here for a couple strong storms. It's not going to be widespread, but a few of them could be, again, on the strong side. York right now, though, it is quiet. You want to go outside this evening, temperatures are in the upper 80s. We got 93 there in Gettysburg, 90 in Chambersburg, 88 in Harrisburg, as well as Lancaster this evening. Your Storm Team Live Radar Network showing a couple storms developing to the south here. I do expect mostly the state to the south, but a stray evening shower or thunderstorm is not out of the question for right along the Pennsylvania-Maryland border. Otherwise, tonight, some patchy fog developing, and it's muggy, McKenna. We're going to be seeing those temperatures only drop down to 72 overnight tonight. We'll talk more about the severe weather risks coming up in a little bit.
All right, thanks, Mike. See you then. Well, to stay up to date on all things weather, we've got you covered. Just download the WGAL app and make sure to turn on those alerts so you know when severe weather is headed your way. Right now, hundreds of steel workers are looking for new jobs as the Cleveland Cliffs steel plant is set to idle tomorrow. Members of the delegation of Keep Steel in Steelton will be going to the state capitol tomorrow to bring more attention to the impacts the plant's closing would have. Now, the plant is one of the longest continuously running steel mills in the country. Community members say this closing is impacting workers and businesses around the plant. The facility in Steelton is only one of 3 rail producers in the Americas, according to Cleveland Cliffs. Now, while tomorrow is the official last day, the company said it's not expecting employees to come in.
We're set to idle. We're already pretty much too idle. We got a couple more things that we're going to ship out over the next couple weeks, and after that, there won't be very many people left on plant. You know, only people there are there to preserve it so that we can reopen at a future date.
Tomorrow's press conference will begin at 10 in the morning at the Capitol Media Center. Tonight, police in Berks County are investigating a deadly crash in Womelsdorf. It happened last night around 6:30 at the intersection of Route 422 and North Water Street. One of the drivers died at the scene and the other was taken to a hospital. The cause of the crash is still under investigation. And in Lancaster, a man wanted by police for attempted homicide has been found. Police say 29-year-old David Porter Jr. fired a gun in the direction of a woman sitting in her car on Caroline Street. The woman, who told police she knows Porter, was not hit, but 2 bullet holes were left in her car. Earlier today, Porter was found and arrested in Prince William County, Maryland. And in Dauphin County, police are looking for a person they say vandalized a car before driving away. So take a look at your screen now. Derry Township Police say 2 motorcyclists walked up to a woman's car and began yelling at her. The person in this photo on your screen then allegedly smashed and punched the driver's side mirror multiple times. The suspect is described as a white man with a long brown beard and was wearing a black sleeveless shirt and black pants when this happened. Police say he rode off on an orange Harley-Davidson Ultra style motorcycle. If you have any information on this, you're asked to contact Derry Township Police. Tonight, 1 person is dead and 2 more are hurt after 3 row homes partially collapsed this morning during an explosion in Philadelphia. This happened in the city's Nicetown section just before 5. Police say at least 7 homes were affected by the collapse. An 82-year-old woman and a 63-year-old woman were taken to the hospital for smoke inhalation and burns. And at last check, 1 is in critical condition and 1 is stable. At least 10 people who live nearby were told to evacuate. Meanwhile, police are still working to figure out what exactly caused that explosion. Well, shifting gears now to the nation's capital, where Senate Republicans have narrowly advanced President Donald Trump's budget bill after clearing a key hurdle last night. Jackie DeFusco is tracking the legislation from Washington.
Senate Republicans took a first step on Saturday towards passing their 940-page bill, really just hours after releasing a rewrite. And all of this comes as the clock keeps ticking towards President Trump's July 4th deadline.
Let's celebrate July 4th with the greatest bill ever passed by the United States Congress.
After a razor-thin 51-49 procedural vote on Saturday, the Senate is pushing ahead with President Donald Trump's priorities.
Tax relief for hardworking Americans, economic growth, a stronger national defense, a more secure border, a more reliable energy supply.
But two Republican senators, Rand Paul and Thom Tillis, joined Democrats in opposition. Tillis, who is now facing threats of a primary challenge from the president on social media, cited concerns that proposed Medicaid cuts could cause some to lose coverage and hurt rural hospitals. Proposed cuts to green energy programs also facing fresh backlash from former Trump advisor and Tesla CEO Elon Musk, who called the latest Senate draft, quote, utterly insane and destructive. Both concerns echoed by Democrats.
Hard to believe this bill is worse, even worse, than any draft we've seen this far.
The White House released a statement on Saturday saying that it strongly supports passage of the updated bill. Still, senators will have an opportunity to make amendments before a final vote in the chamber, and then it will need to win approval again in the House. In Washington, I'm Jackie DeFusco, WGAL News 8.
All right, well, back here in the Susquehanna Valley, a special reunion took place today for former NICU patients from WellSpan York Hospital. The now adults came together to mark the 40th anniversary of the department. The reunion was held at Leg Up Farms in York, and doctors were able to meet with their former patients as well as their families and other NICU team members. One family had 3 children who all went through the NICU.
It's so wonderful seeing them and seeing everybody, seeing the smile on every parent's face. You know, we've all had this up and down, you know, everybody has their story. The babies have different issues. Some are still going through it, but I know having them around, everybody's going to come through.
What a sweet and unique reunion. Now, according to the hospital's NICU has cared for over 10,000 babies since its start. And in Lancaster, an art project came together today to celebrate Pride. The event, This Is What Pride Looks Like, took place today at Isaac's Craft Kitchen and Brewery on Queen Street, all to celebrate the LGBTQIA community.
It's a project about belonging, about visibility, about making sure that Lancaster County as a whole understands that this is a place where everybody can thrive, everyone can tell their stories, everyone has a space, and everyone is loved here.
We all get to come together and make something beautiful. And then there's ownership in that, right? Like if you put your mark on the wall, there's ownership in that, and there's pride in that, that you're part of something that's bigger than yourself.
The event featured live installations and reflections from community leaders and local elected officials. Today in Dauphin County, Hershey Pride in the Park returned, this time in a new location. The celebration in Shank Park this afternoon included food trucks, vendors, family-friendly activities, games, and more. The event's organizer says it's always important to celebrate love, but especially in the sweetest place on earth.
So this year we were like, we really need this event to happen, and I think it's with everything going on in our country right now, we just wanted to make a stand locally to show up for the community and let them know that love does belong to everyone and that there's a lot of love to go around, and that to make people feel like this is a place where they belong.
Today's celebration comes after the event took a brief one-year hiatus.